This desert feels like the sea. Smoke curls from the fire. Voices hum and fade. You spin in the shadows. Neon necklace you made. Sand stuck to your ankle. Gold dust on your face. Oh, I'm drunk on the rhythm and the taste of this place. Kalahari night groove, bodies moving, nothing to prove. Slow sway, bare feet in the dew. We're dancing with the moon. Kalahari night groove, losing time, but I'm finding you. Hot air, cool eyes on me. This desert feels like the sea. Tell me where your heartbeat hides. Is it in your hips and your wild bright eyes? Hey! Every step you take, I chase. Draw your name in the red night sky. Kalahari night groove, bodies moving, nothing to prove. Slow sway, bare feet in the dew. We're dancing with the moon. Oh, Kalahari night groove, losing time, but I'm finding you. One night, two souls in tune. Kalahari under this moon. Sun on the pavement, old shoes on the line. Kids drawing futures in chalk that won't dry. Blue shirt, deep pockets, but my hands in the air. Letting the day decide where I go, who I am. Freedom Day, let it flow, let it flow. Hey! Snap time, slow time, move how it goes. Loose change, big dreams in these second-hand clothes. Freedom Day, let it flow, let it flow.
Oh,
So, you know, the problem about having an MC who's also a singer is that she's now thinking, this is my chance. So, Standard Bank, I'm going to use the best version of my voice. Andisafuni mna ukuhamba nechomi zam. Andisafuni mna ukuhamba nechomi zam. Ngobe mnandini mna endandikubo ichomi zam ezazikhona. Ngobe buhlungwini mna endandikubo ichomi zam ezazingekho. Yo divile mama ilizwe lakho lalelikhulu. Ngake ngakhathela labazali bami, ngake ngakhathalela ukukhuzwa. Iyothola mama sukulela, thola mama sukulila mama. Bachole mami banishile, banishile mama senifile mama. Bachole mami banishile, banishile kula tula. Bachole mami banishile, banishile kula angisafuni mna ukuhamba nechomi zam. Andisafuni mna ukuzula nehlaniluka nechomi zam. Ngobe buhlungwini mna endandikubo ichomi zam ezazingekho. Ngobe mnandini mna endandikubo ichomi zam. Divile mama ilizwe lakho lalelikhulu. Ayingakhathalele abazali bami, ayingakhathalele ukukhuzwa. Iyothola mama sukulela, thola mama sukulila mama. Bachole mama sukulishile, thola mama sendivile mama. Siyabonga. Tula wena mama divile.
Thank you.
Can I use the other mic? Sanibonani. Sanibonani guys. Ninjani? Dumelang. Absheni. Goeienaand. Hello everybody. Welcome. Today is about celebrating, so I don't want to see sad faces. Also, it's a long weekend. That laptop, you closed it. That report, you didn't finish, my brother. You didn't finish. So you can't come here and make it hard for us to dance and celebrate. Today it's really about celebrating, and it's about all of us finding out for the first time who's in the lineup. Right? Are we excited? Are we all going to the Jazz Festival this year? And it's happening on my birthday month. So I guess you know me, I'm an artist. I can't afford the ticket. So ngiyayicela in advance. Can somebody please sponsor that ticket? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and to our esteemed guests. Sanamukela nonke. It is such an honor to have every single one of you here tonight for the 2026 Standard Bank Joy of Jazz artist announcement. But before we get into our program, let us establish our house rules. The bar will be closed for the duration of the program. And don't you worry, I knew. Hey, I knew it. It's a very, very short program. I promise you we'll be done in no time. For those who smoke, please go up to the rooftop, which is just one floor up, so you can smoke in peace. And if you're in need of the bathroom, it is one floor down. Now, as we look forward to celebrating 27 years, please can we give them a round of applause? 27 years of this iconic festival in 2026. It is only apt that we are in this beautifully curated space. It's my first time in this space. I've always wanted to come. And thank you, Standard Bank, that I'm finally here today. A space that has become a sanctuary for many of us who want to indulge in beautiful artistry in music. A space that is not only named after the legendary Brahuma Sekela, but a spirit of cultural influence that he had on our South African jazz music. And this very festival, since its inception in 1997. Please, can we give that a round of applause? And now we continue this legacy, and we look and honor the past, looking to spirits that have passed, like Brahuma Sekela, like Miriam Makeba, with deep veneration and celebration, while we look forward to a future that is exciting, a new chapter that is exciting. We do have a beautiful lineup for you tonight, and it's a short one as well, and I am so happy and proud to announce this next performer, speaker, who is a schoolmate of mine. And it was so beautiful to kind of be with her upstairs as we're getting ready and catching up and just seeing how we've all grown. Guys, if kukhule mina, angazi ngane. Mina, ngikhulile, like sengumama weingane. Ulebu umama, so mama sonke. So angazi. Mam Shadow, usangibona? Uyangibona ma? There we go. There we go. No, she's still fine. She is one of the best poets we have in this country. She's an author. She's an actress that has spoken words that resonate with many of us on different stages and many pages. And tonight, she's going to share with us what she thinks this space means, what she thinks Standard Bank means, what she thinks this legendary that we're about to celebrate is all about. Please give a warm welcome and a round of applause to Miss Lebo Mashile.
Before horns knew rhythms, before nations were defined by borders, before the wound knew its name, there was jazz. Jazz is stardust becoming planets. Planets becoming oceans, oceans becoming breath, breath becoming drums. All disciplines aspire to jazz. Jazz is practicing until the instrument disappears, until hand becomes horn, becomes lung, until grief turns into groove, and they all melt into one fluent language. So when you take your solo, it is not magic, it is memory taking flight across Jim Crow's America, in the middle of apartheid South Africa, in the middle of colonial rule, in the aftershock of slavery, in the weariness and wonder of Black people becoming modern under the boot of empire. Jazz crossed where passports could not. Jazz spoke where Black mouths were policed. Jazz moved where Black bodies were banned. In South Africa, even the township is jazz. It's a place where we were thrown, yes, but because we are a cosmic people, we are a people of collision. We are a people who know how to make worlds out of wounds. The township became a universe. There is one way into Kasi and one way out. But psychically, we traveled everywhere. In this country of smoke and gold dust, 2 young men were initiated into sound by families that understood that music was more than decoration. It is oxygen. In Witbank, Hugh Ramapolo Masekela, the boy who breathed into brass, who carried a country on a trumpet across the world, and in Witbank, Peter Tladi, singer, dancer, hustler, organizer, a son of records, a son of riverside gatherings, a son of a parent who knew that music was atmosphere. Peter knew the steps before he built the stage. Peter knew the song before he sold a ticket. Peter understood the artist's hunger before he would feed rooms full of people dreams made real. And Hugh, catapulted by violence, exiled by apartheid, lifted by his talent, found himself in America, the great furnace of jazz, surrounded by brilliant men who knew that the African music he was playing backstage was more than a side note, it was the source. Miles Davis heard this. They say he said, "Huey, go play that African shit you be playing for us." And a young man who didn't know whether he was going to be able to pay rent surrendered to a sound that had the whole world dancing. Blood built the bridge. A father in the Val, a son in exile, Peter carrying messages, phone calls stretched across waters, two men forging a friendship without fully meeting. What do you call this besides jazz? Because friendship too is improvisation. It is listening. It is entering. It is taking the risk. It is taking your solo. It is carrying and knowing when to let the horn lead. It is making peace with the broken note. Hugh was flight. Peter was foundation. Hugh was horn. Peter was architecture. And eventually, Hugh came home. And at that time, South Africa itself was learning a new key. At that time, Peter became Hugh's tour agent. And Hugh said, "I will teach you how to manage me." Imagine that. The horn teaching the hand how to hold it. The storm teaching the structure how to stand. They said they could keep him cool, but Peter says they couldn't keep him sober. Freedom has its price. Genius too. Sometimes those who carry medicine also carry poison. But jazz knows dissonance. Jazz knows the broken notes. Jazz knows the sweetness inside survival. Harry Belafonte and elders pleaded. London beckoned as rehab. Sometimes the gig you turn down is the one that saves the music. Hugh returned triumphant, clean, and America beckoned again. This time, 8 months on the road, on tour, airports as shrines, stars gathering, history put on its best suit, Tutu and Denzel Washington walking around backstage. Peter saw the impact. He saw that Hugh was more than famous. He was beloved. On that journey, the two of them became children of New Orleans. And Peter saw the same thing at a picnic in the Val. The same energy, the same water spirit, the same people gathered around song and food, laughter, history, heat, and survival. New Orleans whispered to the Val, and the Val answered back in brass. Jazz by the river became a vision, and that vision walked to the State Theater, where Hugh, as deputy CEO, said he wanted more black people to walk in. Not sneak in, not serve in, not stand outside, walk in. So he gave Peter an office. And from that office, from that friendship, from that infrastructure, an industry was built. One relationship, one rehearsal, one risk, one sponsor, one artist at a time. Joy arrived. Moretele Park, the State Theater, Jazz on the Lake, Newtown, Sandton. The world was waiting to see what South Africa had been rehearsing for itself. Peter Tladi promoted possibility. He saw that creativity needed pillars, saw that we needed sponsors who could say our names. The artist is more than just decoration at the edge of history. The artist is infrastructure. Perhaps this is why he called himself T-Music Man, because Tladi was too truthful for certain boardrooms. The name was too difficult to say for some funders who would rather say music. And how far have we really moved from that? Here we are in 2026, still asking artists to heal the soul of this nation with empty pockets. Still watching artists create from the last fiber of their being. Still watching black genius being treated like a natural resource that everybody wants to mine but nobody wants to protect. From this eruption, this constellation emerged 2 black men, sons of this complicated soil, who turned the chaos that should have swallowed them into a multiplier effect. Hugh multiplied songs. Peter multiplied stages. Hugh turned exile into sound. Peter turned belonging into platforms and into visibility. They remind us that friendship is architecture, that love can build industries, that even in the beautiful chaos of this moment, in this brutal hour, these wounded times, the fuckery of Cyril's economy, the no lights, no electricity, this too is jazz. All of it is jazz. So what will you make of this noise? What will you play when it's time for your solo? What will you do with this jazz called freedom? Because jazz is the distance between who we are now and who we will be when we are free.
I go to the music. Like when I wanted to get into Jamaican music, I visited Jamaica a lot. I gave myself a trip to West Africa and Central Africa because I wanted to see Franco personally. I wanted to see the Juju musicians, Sunny Ade and Chief Ebenezer Obey, and of course Sunny Okosuns and Fela. I wanted to see them personally. I became like a great, very close friend of Fela's, and he helped me a great deal in traversing. But I lived in Liberia, I lived in Ghana. I came with a group from Ghana to the States, and I did maybe 6 very successful albums with them. I went to live in Botswana. I lived in the Congo. In Botswana, I came out with a group, the Kalahari. Now I'm playing with guys from home. I started with people from here. So it doesn't matter to me where the person comes from. But when I'm in their territory, I try to adapt to them as much as possible. But I love all kinds of music. I love Chinese music. I love Mongolian, Pakistani, Indian. I love all African music, you know.
Miss Lebo Mashile, please give her a round of applause. Thank you so much. You know, the beauty about the art and poetry is that it always finds a way to take us back. Because I think, you know, the further we move forward, the further away we are from the root of what has brought us here. If it wasn't for the people of the past, you and I would not be here today. Look at us, looking all beautiful. The ladies are looking stunning. Guys. Hi, guys. And I think poetry does such an amazing job in reminding us of where we come from and that we should be honored to be here. We don't only gather to celebrate the power of jazz, but we celebrate the people and the partnership that continue to shape and sustain this ecosystem. I want to bring on stage someone who's very important to this festival. But before that, I want to mention that the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz Festival is not a gig. That was, you know, Mr. Peter Tladi thought, hey, you know, I'm looking for to do a gig. But it's a festival that is well curated. There's intentionality in it. It is planned with conscientiousness. Mr. Tladi was intentional in ensuring that he brings a platform that allows musicians, great musicians, to not only enjoy themselves on stage, but to share a very sensitive part of who they are, which is their art. I'd like to bring on stage a woman who's committed to that very vision. She champions creativity, she supports platforms like this, and she believes in the transformative power of the arts. She's a program director and curator of the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz Festival. She's a CEO of T Music Man, Miss Mantwa Chinwamadi. Miss Mantwa has dedicated tireless hours in bringing together this beautiful lineup that we're about to witness this evening. Welcome.
There he goes, baby Mando. It's good to be, you know, amongst people that saw you growing up and writing your profile, encouraging you every day to become who you are in the next life or now. Good evening, guests, partners, music lovers, jazz heads, friends of the festival, all the artists in these rooms, and those that couldn't make it, both the new and the seasoned media houses that has journeyed with us up till today. I would like to acknowledge the presence of jazz royalty. I call him Brapita, and his wife, Jane Tladi. Please I'm loving it. I met Brapita when I was a young girl. He believed in me. At the end of my story, you will know and you'll notice that this is a man that has said to me, when I said, it's a man's world. And he said, you can become a man if you want to. Here I am. Tonight we're gathered in this beautiful space named after an icon who made history in music, Bra Hugh. It's called Hughes, guys. Riako Kaiko Hughes. Brapita, the creator of the festival and this brand, and Bra Hugh had a strong brotherly relationship. And when we heard about this venue, I remember when Pula introduced this venue to me, and she was like, Mani, Rutlo Pula Hughes. And I said, we are coming there. This is a very special place for us, and for us to celebrate the relationship that these two people, if you would have spent time with Bra Peter and Bra Hugh, you'd realize, and you would understand why we are here. Bra Hugh will call Bra Peter and say, Peter, kubono apere skipa se branded. Are you a billboard? He never liked branded clothing. And he believes that Bra Peter is jazz royalty. We should be wearing T-shirts written Peter Tladi, I think. We chose this day, the 29th of April, because tomorrow is International Jazz Day. And it is very key for us to be in solidarity with our counterparts and our comrades who are celebrating this music. So when everybody is joyful about the lineup that we are going to announce, we'll be also, I mean, when I say we, I mean all of us, patting ourselves at the back and say, hey, we also have it in South Africa. This year holds a profound significance for us on many levels. We are celebrating 50 years of the uprising of Soweto, an era that I lived in as an experience as a young girl. We will forever, as a festival, commemorate and celebrate and honor the work that young people of South Africa has done. Furthermore, 2026 commemorates 70 years of Imbokodo. Our grandmothers, our aunties, our mothers marched only because they wanted freedom for women, equality for women. This lineup that we have curated and is going to be announced soon will also communicate and show you that although jazz has always been, you know, not a space for women, but the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz took it upon ourselves to say, you will see women who are in jazz, whether backstage or in the front stage, right at the forefront and the core of this festival. I can say it with confidence, colleagues, that you will experience our unique projects and collaborative ensembles that we have put together. You will see new or hear new and young music. Also, we always create a platform for the up and rising artists, just to keep them, you know, a step up, to say, I have performed at the Joy of Jazz, and we see them. For every young creator, we're saying to you, do not stop. If you guys stop, then we don't have this music. Our children, our grandchildren will never hear this music if you guys don't create the music. 27 years later, we pause with pride. We pause with gratitude and deep reflection that we are here. And we means all of us in these rooms and some of us that couldn't make it. Without this festival, without you guys, this festival wouldn't be here. Thanks to our partners, Standard Bank, M&S Artenis, Southern Sun, Gauteng Province, the city of Johannesburg, Tata Motors, the new kids on the block, Coin Rock, Castle Melkstad, our media partners, ENCA, Base Pulse, 702, Radio 2000, SAFM, The Mail and Guardian, Sunday World, and Kena Music. and to the beautiful team that did not sleep at night. When you are led by a woman as dark as me, we don't get nighttime or daytime. It can only get darker than blue to make us sleep. To the beautiful jazz team, thank you. Thank you for just pulling us up to here. And I believe that everybody in here is going to keep the good spirit and the strength that, leads to the 25th and the 26th of September in Sandton. Ndoribu.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mandwa. And it's so beautiful to hear that intentionality we were talking about earlier. That the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz, it's not just a festival, but the intentionality of bringing that transformation that allows those of us who feel marginalized, whether it's female artists, whether it's young people that feel unrepresented. The Standard Bank Joy of Jazz gives every single artist an opportunity to come and express themselves and share a part of themselves with the rest of us. So siyabonga, Standard Bank Joy of Jazz. The next speaker that's coming onto stage is somebody that helps continue this magic that we experience at the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz. And for some of us who've been to the festival, it's not just about the music, but it's about the community. There's something about being in a space with a cohort of people that share the same values, they share the same passions, they share the same visions, they share the same taste. And that's what I'm looking forward to being in a space with Nazo. Hlukanani nesilungu. Isingisi sibekeni phansi. Sivele sikhulume nje. Kuzoba mnandi lapha ka Standard Bank Joy of Jazz. So besihlangene singabantu sonke abelungu, abantu abamnyama, amaZulu, abaSuthu, kuzobe kumunandi. Ngiyacela ningezi nama cooler box. Ngiyanazi. Hey guys, isilungu sizo. I promise you, Standard Bank Joy of Jazz. Isilungu sami si right. Ngiyakwazi ukukhuluma isilungu. Ukuthi nje. What time is it? I think is it 8? Sorry guys. Data, the English data is gone. So I do apologize. But it is beautiful to be in a room with like-minded individuals and just to also feel young, ne? Kumnandi ne? Mama Shadow? You are the epitome of youth. And it is so beautiful to be in a space with an energy like that, I need to share a story. Kunomuntu ola in the audience, ne? And I used to sing with him. I was at varsity in 2000, early 2000. And I used to go to Gippies, which was a beautiful space. And I got there. Did I come in and ask you if I can sing, or did you audition, or I just walked in? Knowing me, I probably just walked in and I started singing, nah? No, because I'm going to eventually say who I'm talking to. But I cannot remember. Yeah, it was Brasipo Hot Six Mabuse. And I remember rehearsing with him, and I was watching this man and thinking, yo, guys, one, I'm like, hey, I should have been born in 1950 something, or 40 something, 50 something. But also the talent that I got to be around. And I think that's where my discipline came from, because I was really led by legends like Ubabu Sipho Hot Sticks Mabuse, and just to see how he's curated his life as an artist. Because Tina, when you went to drama school, you were always told, don't do drugs. don't do alcohol. Any child who's creative, that's the first thing you are told not to do. And now to be in a space with somebody who's not only done well, but they've created an amazing legacy for themselves. So, Babu Hotsticks, ngiyabonga. Ngiyabonga kakhulu. Back to our program. I would like to welcome. Oh, I've lost my place. It's the English. I'd like to welcome the head of brand experience at Standard Bank, Miss Yolisa Khoza, which is the lady who ensures that we continue to experience the blazing artists that we find here at the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz.
Thank you, Lerato, and thank you, Lebo. You took our breath away with that opening performance. We were just sitting quietly taking in the journey and the story of Uprapita no Brahu, and it really is such a privilege for us to be here tonight in this place at this time. So I want to start by acknowledging the founder of Team Music Man and the visionary behind the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz Festival, Uprahu Nomam Jane. Prapita, hey! Prapita Nomam Jane. I want to acknowledge our festival producer, Osmantwa. It's been a fantastic journey between us and the Team Music Man team over the past 25 years. I want to acknowledge our fellow festival partners and Standard Bank colleagues. I want to acknowledge our family of artists and musicians and the community of jazz lovers that are here this evening. And last but not least, I want to acknowledge our esteemed members of the media. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this evening. This space has such heart, it has such feeling, and it has such emotion that it really was the perfect venue for today's Standard Bank Joy of Jazz artist lineup. It's a space that honors a musical giant and a global ambassador of South Africa's jazz legacy, Uprahu Masekela. It's a place of memory and a place of music, of community, of celebration, and of joy. And it's a reminder to all of us that South Africa's artistic output competes with the very best in the world. From visual art to dance, from theater, and especially when it comes to music and jazz. South African artists continue to shine on world stages, and behind every standing ovation is an ecosystem of support. It's the families, it's the fans, it's the fellow artists, it's the promoters, it's the partners, and the many, many, many people that keep the creative economy moving. So at Standard Bank, we are incredibly proud to play a part in that ecosystem. Our support for the arts is not incidental. It's been a journey that spans over 40 years. I'll repeat that. It's a journey that spans over 40 years. And it's rooted in our purpose, which is that Africa is our home, and we drive her growth. Because when culture thrives, communities thrive, and so does possibility. And that's why the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz matters so deeply to us. Yes, we all look forward to the 2 days of the festival in September, but the Joy of Jazz is more than a 2-day event. It's a journey that unfolds over months, building momentum, building audiences, and building artists. And the road to the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz is critically important, that I want to spend a few moments just talking about it. It creates the runway for the jazz greats that are yet to come, through initiatives like Jazz for Young People, which opens the doors of jazz to new listeners and nurtures emerging talent. Through Jazz Wise, which equips musicians and creative entrepreneurs with skills and opportunity, and critically, skills like financial skills to be able to manage their craft. Ignite Her Soul, which honors the women and legends who have shaped the genre and inspire the next generation and carry it forward. As well as platforms like the Standard Bank Young Artist Awards program, which honors emerging artists who show exceptional talent and innovation. And this year, I'm incredibly proud that we have 8 Standard Bank Young artists that will be performing as featured artists or in an ensemble this year. I won't preempt by mentioning any names, otherwise I will get into trouble. But there are 8 of them performing in the lineup. And by the time the festival weekend arrives, it becomes a meeting place. A place where global icons share the stage with South Africa's finest, equal artistic talent, and where jazz reminds us that we are citizens of a common world. It's a place where camaraderie is built, where cultural exchange comes alive, and music lovers are treated to premium live performances right here in Joburg. There really is no other platform like the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz Festival. Many have tried, but there is no other platform like the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz Festival. These are the rewards that keep us committed. We champion the arts with pride, making it possible for the artists to create, to preserve, and to showcase, and to make jazz more accessible. This year, we're excited to share the lineup with you, and we'll hope you'll feel the same sense of wonder and pride as the artists and shows are revealed. So we pay tribute to our partners, to Brapita and the Team Music Man team, for curating the 2026 edition with sophistication, with conceptual depth, with experience. You've been doing this for 27 years, and with vision, not only for the festival weekend, but for the full season that leads up to it. Each year, the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz Festival consistently delivers authentic jazz programming. And I want to reinforce that because we have lots of debates and discussions around the lineup. It consistently delivers authentic jazz programming on the continent, and this year will be no different. So make it yours. Come for the music, stay for the connection, and bring your friends and family and colleagues along to create lasting memories. So I'll conclude by thank you for joining us at this media launch and for being part of the story that we are creating and building, the 2026 Standard Bank Joy of Jazz Festival. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Yolisa. So I need to share a story because she spoke about come for the vibes, really. I went to the investment conference a few weeks ago, and it was interesting to see the president on the podium, and he was very chilled. You know, when you think president, you think formal. And he says, yes, the festival is about speaking about money and business, but it's also about connecting. And I'm thinking, okay, we're going to share business cards. And then he says, I've got 2 friends who are they're from different countries, and they met at the festival. 1 gentleman and 1 lady. So he says, ladies and gentlemen, the kind of connection I'm talking about is, if you're a lady, you must drop your lipstick. Your red lips, you must drop it, but you must be at a perfect position, right? Where when you see him, I guess you've eyed him, you walk past him and you drop your lipstick. And as you drop your lipstick, the gentleman will then go, oh, sorry, and pick up your lipstick and eyes will lock. And he says, as we speak, they now have a child together. So it was a beautiful story. So yeah, we appreciate Sisiolisa. We will definitely make those connections. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, the big announcements that need to be made. It has finally come, the moment where we share the lineup on not only one, not two, not three, but 4 stages. 4. No, you can clap, guys. That's variety. That's options. The 4 stages that we'll be having at the festival. And this year, the festival's lineup hosts brilliant instrumentalists, conceptual performances, and tributes to legends, young artists, and rising stars. We start our artist announcement with the queen jewel of our stages, the Dinaledi stage. That's the first stage, Dinaledi stage, which is where we will hear a range of all that jazz has to offer. From hard bop to swing, traditional to free jazz. Ladies and gentlemen, the list of our artists that will be performing on the Dinaledi stage at the Joy of Jazz, Standard Bank Joy of Jazz 2026. Yes, that's what we want to hear. Judith Sapuma, fly away, my heart, don't despair. It's so nice to hear audiences celebrate before we even have the performers on stage. So it's going to be a time. It's going to be one for the books. Now for our next stage, we have Dipala stage, which highlights our rich tradition of singing and history of vocalists, including iconic instrumentalists. This year's lineup for Dipala is as follows. For Dipala. Now, the next stage highlights a range of indigenous and traditional beats, infectious rhythms and harmonies that exist throughout Africa, mapping out the diverse creativity that comes from our continent. The next stage is the conga stage. Beautiful lineup. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we wrap this announcement with the Mbira stage, which is home to Afro and Neo Soul. And they'll be showcasing singers, songwriters that celebrate our heritage and our identity. The stars from Mbira stage for 2026, ladies and gentlemen, are woo! Yes! A round of applause! Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure being your host this evening. Gyanazi media. Ningabambeleli lapha kuleya English ne? Gyanazi. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you to the media. Thank you to you wonderful guests, special guests, for being with us this evening. We're looking forward to hosting you, being with you, celebrating with you at this year's 2026 Standard Bank Joy of Jazz as we celebrate the legacy and tradition of our jazz. Thank you. Good night. One, two. Can I kindly ask all the artists that are in the room to please come on stage for a group photo? All the artists in the room. And Standard Bank, our Standard Bank leaders, please come onto the stage.